And it is recording. Hey, what's up, everybody? I know it's been a minute since I've done a commentary, but I thought, you know what? Let's do a Superman commentary. My channel already has the Batman on it. Might as well do the Superman, and I never really got a chance to talk about this movie because I was kind of, a little AFK from my YouTube channel. So I thought, why not? Let's do a little Superman commentary and yeah, so thank you for joining me if you are. Right now I am 7 seconds in. I'm watching this on HBO Max, by the way, so in case anybody's watching it with me, I'm playing it on Max. I'm not playing it on my 4K or nothing, so it's on Max. And I am 7 seconds in. I'm right on the DC Studios logo. So just gonna give you a few seconds to catch up if you are. But yeah, thanks again for joining me. If you are listening to this is gonna be a fun commentary. I can't wait to talk about this movie. I have a lot of stories actually tied to this movie, which we'll get into when we watch it. So, but yeah, I I'm ready to get into this. So let's get into this, guys. So, I usually do one, two, three, go, but for this movie, I figured let's do something different. Let's do a little another one. So I'm gonna say, up, up, and away, and on away is when we're gonna press play. Okay, so up, up, and away. Let's go. James Gunn's Superman 2025. Honestly, I love this movie. I'm just gonna flat out come out and say that I fucking love this movie. I remember. So the story I have to share, I bought a Superman costume. I bought the cosplay for this movie, and for that whole week leading up to the movie, because I ended up going to the Amazon early access, and for that whole week for that movie, I went out as Superman every single day. So like I didn't go see the movie until I think it was Tuesday. So Monday I went out as Superman in my local area, just taking pictures with people at the mall, going to grocery store, saying hi to kids. Tuesday saw the movie at one of the Amazon screenings, and I was there for like a good hour, maybe hour and a half after the movie was over, because I was the only guy in the whole theater, obviously dressed up like Superman, and everybody wanted to take photos with me by the poster. Everybody wanted to do little TikToks with me. Like I was there after a while, cosplaying it up as Superman. And then Wednesday, I went out, just did the same thing. Thursday, we had at one of my local theaters that I go to a lot for a lot of my movies. I reached out to them and said, "Hey, like I do Superman. I'm doing a Superman cosplay, and I would love to hand out comic books at the earliest showing on Thursday." Oh my God, look at that suit! It's so beautiful. Oh my God, like even having the suit in person, it looks damn good. It looks damn good, just like that suit. Oh my God, I love that suit. Anyways, let me finish my story real quick. And so I reached out to my local theater and I said, "Hey, like I'm gonna go buy a shit ton of Superman comics. Can I, um, can I give out some of them to the Thursday night showing at the very first showing on Thursday?" And she said, "Yeah, that's fine." So I literally stood at the IMAX Thursday night showing. I think it was like right at 7 o'clock. I handed out like over 30 comic books, 30 Superman comic books to every single person that came through in there with the IMAX. And it was so cool because you would have like little kids show up. They would have, Superman fans obviously want to take pictures and stuff. And then I sat in there and watched the movie a second time 2 days later. And yeah, I just absolutely loved it. But one of the to continue that story after that, after the movie was over, I left like 5 minutes early just because I already knew the ending of the movie and I wanted to beat a lot of the traffic, getting out of the movie. So I on my way out, some kids spotted me, and these cute little kids, they were so adorable. But there was like this little playground area in front of the theater, just like a little tiny patch of grass with some swings or something on it. And I played with them for like a little bit, and I was like, all right, I gotta go. And they were like, oh, but I was like, since these kids were so adorable and that I had such a good time cosplaying as Superman for those couple of days, I went in there and bought them all Superman merch from the movie. Like I bought them the popcorns, the blankets, the plushes. I spent like 70, $80 on these kids and gave them all kinds of Superman stuff. And they were so appreciative. They were so happy, and that just warmed my heart to do that. But it was so fun. It was so the hype around this movie with everybody enjoying it, and of course I love Superman. Superman's always been a character for me that I've loved since I was a kid, starting all the way back in the Brandon Ruth days and the Tom Welling days. Like I love Superman. And so it was really nice to kind of spread that joy, especially because this movie is so hopeful, and this movie's all about the hopeness of Superman and the funness of Superman, that it was nice to like bring that same energy the movie made me feel into other people as Superman. It was so great. But I remember too also this movie came out at a perfect time for me because I was going through something really rough in my life, and I kind of started to get attached with how much this movie made me feel. Like this movie made me feel good. This movie made me feel hopeful in a time that I shouldn't have been because I was, obviously in a dark place. I watched this movie I think like 5 times in the theater, and every single time I watched it in a different format. So like IMAX was the very first time. Second time was 4DX, which that was a very fun experience for this movie. Third one was I think Dolby. I think it was Dolby. And then like 4 and 5 were just regular showings, like just regular non IMAX, non special. But yeah, I miss the era of this movie, man. I love this movie genuinely. Now, if I had to rank it in terms of the other Superman, it'd be in the top 3 for sure. I don't know if it's number 1 because number 1 for me is Man of Steel. That's still my favorite Superman movie, and Henry Cavill is still my favorite Superman. But the more I watch this movie, the more this movie rises, and I think this is my second favorite. My second favorite before Man of Steel ever came out used to be uh Superman Returns, but I think that was just for nostalgia sakes. But yeah, I think this is my second favorite Superman movie of all time. It's a great fucking movie. It's a great movie. So, and I love that they took the bots from All Star Superman. That was so cool. But yeah, I just love everything about this, man. I love the comic booky of it all. Like this, literally, the first thing I said when I walked out of my theater, when someone asked me, "What'd you think?" I said, "It's literally the Superman animated Justice League Unlimited animated Superman come to life," and I love that. I absolutely love that. And I do love that suit. Like one of my favorite iterations of Superman costume wise is the Kingdom Come version of Superman, and I love that they used the logo and they just turned it into a regular Superman logo. I absolutely love that, and I love David Cornsweet. David Cornsweet's great. I think he's the closest we've ever gotten to another iteration of Reeves without Brandon Ruth. I mean, Brandon Ruth just looked like Reeves, and he acted like him a little bit, but I think Cornsweet here has the body, has the vibe. Like he literally is the closest we've gotten to a Superman live action adaptation outside of Christopher Reeves. And I like the addition of Crypto. I know a lot of people shit on Crypto, and yeah, he's a little bit of that James Gummy, James Gunny kind of kind of comedic stuff, but I still like him. I think he's great. And the cape, oh my god, dude, the cape is so beautiful. Like I love that. Just like again, I'm just also basing it off because I have a really good replica. I'm like, dude, the cape is so nice. The cape is so beautiful. The cape is so nice. Like just look at that suit, man. That suit, the blue to the red. Oh, the music. Hold on. Oh, the music, dude. I gotta compliment the music. This music's great. I get chills every time I hear it. Oh, this was so cool to watch in theater for the first time, man. Look at that. I'm sorry. That's awesome to me. That is so cool. Like that is just Superman. No hate to the Henry Cavill version, but this is great. Oh my god. That's awesome. Now that's how you open up a fucking movie. Look at that beautiful Superman title card. Oh, it's awesome. That's awesome. And I did, and again, this gave me cartoon vibes because, like, every cartoon episode opened up with like the villain of the week and shit, and so like, I thought that's what they were gonna do was like, oh my god, this is gonna be the villain of the week. And of course, I know the marketing and everything was gonna be. I knew that was Ultraman, but and dude, oh my god, don't get me started. Don't get me started on Lex. I love Lex in this movie. I think, and his mind, and his name is blanking on my mind. Nicholas Holt. Thank you. I told myself. Nicholas Holt as Lex Luthor is my favorite Lex Luthor. I absolutely love his Lex. Like he is sinister. He is like he. I don't know how else to describe him other than he is the comic book version of Lex Luthor and the animated in one. Like he is so petty and he's so vengeful and he's so egotistical that it's just like, yeah, that's Lex right there. I don't know what they were doing with Jesse Eisenberg in those movies, but I like this version of Lex. I don't mind the Gene Hackman version of Lex. I mean, that's for the times. It was, all about land and property, but I like this version of Lex. He's very much like the Michael Rosenbaum version, but of course better, obviously. And I will say the pacing of this movie, man, the pacing of this movie is so quick and so fast. Like, and I love it for that. Like, I know some people are like, oh, it's for the TikTok crowd and their attention span, but I like how fast paced this movie is because it's like reading a very, very fast paced comic book. And I like that. I like that. And I like this too. Like, I like that the humans, the metropolis people. I guess, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? The civilization, not the civilization. This is not the olden times. Oh my god, my brain's breaking. I'm sorry, guys. The community. Thank you. The community. I love that the community is very involved with Superman. That they're even like picking him up out of the ground and trying to help him get back on his feet and stuff. Like that's just, I love that. And I am curious what they're doing with her because I know she's part of that one movie that they announced. The oh my god, I can't remember what it's called right now. It might come to me here in a minute, but I know she's a part of that, and I don't know what they're gonna do with her, cause I felt like in a way they put her in there to like set up that movie, but I don't know now because I haven't heard anything about that movie. I wish I could remember the name of it. I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue, but and yeah, I knew before the marketing ever or the movie even told me. I knew that the Hammer of Baravia was Ultraman. I knew that. But I didn't know if Ultraman was going to be Bizarro. That's what I didn't know. I didn't know if Ultraman was going to become Bizarro. That was the one little thing in the movie that I was wondering. I'm like, is it a copycat David Corn Sweat? Is it Bizarro? Secretly? Because I am actually honestly very excited about Man of Tomorrow. That's what kind of inspired me because they're filming Man of Tomorrow right now, and that's what kind of inspired me to want to do this commentary. Not only because I just wanted an excuse to watch Superman. I haven't watched it in a couple months, but um, also with Man of Tomorrow filming right now, it makes me gets me excited for Superman. Man, like it's so cool. But let me tell you that Amazon Prime screening that we had a couple days, that was a packed theater, man. Like it was packed full of Superman fans and like any little cool thing there was clapping, there was cheering. Like it was so cool to see that love for Superman again cuz we haven't seen it in a long time, a very long time. And I remember as a kid, way before even the Dark Knight trilogy ever came about, cuz I was like 5. No, I think I was like 7. I think I was like 7 or 6 when The Dark Knight came out. And I remember even before The Dark Knight came out that Superman was kind of popular. Like, I mean, I'm sure the movie helped Superman Returns, but I remember it was always Superman was the face of DC. And I miss those days. I miss the days where Superman was the face of DC. Now it's mostly Batman, but I hope now James Gunn can reel in Superman and make him a big character again because I feel like he's just kind of been reduced to the small screen for so long. And don't get me wrong, there's some great stuff. I love Superman and Lois. That's such a great Superman show. Smallville's nostalgic, but Superman belongs on the big screen. He just does. He belongs on the big screen, and I want him to be as popular as a Batman. And see, I know a lot of people shout on the Kents and that they're just some dumb hillbillies from Missouri, but I like them. I like them. I think they're charming, especially because there's one scene I don't care how many times I've seen this movie. I've seen it on edits on TikTok and stuff. The one scene where Papa Kent starts getting up. I mean, we'll get to it, but when he gets upset about Clark and just I don't know the way the actor delivered it, I don't know why, but every time it always makes me tear up. Always makes me tear up. Like even right now talking about it, I'm like feeling myself getting all teared up. Now Lois, oh my god, I think she's a great Lois. I think she's a great Lois. I think she is. She reminds me of Amy Adams' Lois, where she's very passionate about her journalist and she's always searching for the truth. But she gives me the same vibe as Lois from Superman and Lois as well. I don't know, it's just I love the way that I love her as Lois. Again, escaping my mind right now, but I do love the look of this Daily Planet, by the way. It's very reminiscent of Christopher Reeves mixed with Superman Returns. I like the golden age look of it. And I love too that David Cornsweet. You're just gonna hear me say this a lot. I'm sorry, guys. You're just gonna hear me say I love. But and I do love that David Cornsweet has a different accent when he's Clark. You know, a much deeper voice and stuff. I like that. I like that. I know it's like with the Austin dub, they've done that since the beginning of time. I'm like, I know, but like Cavill's didn't have that, and I love Cavill's version, but he didn't have that distinguished version of Clark and Superman. Brandon Routh kind of had one, but he was more of like the quiet, bumbling idiot. Where I feel like Reeves and I think Cornsweet here have kind of nailed it in the sense of okay, you know the difference between Clark and you know the difference between Superman. We're about to get Frank Grillo here in a minute, which I do like his character. Of course, I love Frank Grillo. He's a great actor. There he is. There's Frank Grillo. To me, it doesn't look like something like straight out of like an All Star Superman comic page or something. Like it looks like it. This whole scene right here of them at the board and them figuring out how to stop Superman. It's just I want to know. I want to know your guys' opinion on this. What do you feel like? What do you feel like James Gunn has? I mean, because I know Supergirl we have coming out. We have this. He's very leaning into the comic book. Do you feel like there's a certain mix of we need to Fox X Men it and take things from the comic but do our own thing, or do you feel like leaning into the comics is the way to go? Because for me, I like the comic bookiness of comic book movies. I'm not asking for a tight leather, Daredevil suit type shit from back in the early 2000s, but I feel like with like this and Fantastic Four First Steps and X-Men 97 and Deadpool and Wolverine, which I would love to do a commentary to, by the way. Let me know, guys, if you want my commentary on that. I have a lot to say about that movie. But I love that comic book movies now aren't afraid to lean into the comic booky of it all. Like they don't mind doing the splash pages on screen and stuff. Like I like that, and I feel like this movie is so comic booky that we've never seen with Superman be comic booky, like so comic booky that I think a lot of people just kind of was turned off with it. Was very like, this is weird. But us comic book fans, at least for me, I'm speaking for me who reads Superman comics, who loves the animated series and who loves the animated movies of Superman, this is what I've always wanted. I wanted this version of a Superman on screen. I never wanted a, you know, dark and gritty, kind of realistic. And again, I love Cavill. I'm not trying to shit on Cavill because again, he is still my favorite Superman. I love that iteration, but I know at the end of the day that's not Superman. I know Cavill is not Superman. He's just an alternate version of a Superman that I really like. But And what I do love about this scene, because when I first watched it, I was like, where are we heading? Is this going to be just some cheesy, Superman and Lois thing? But I like that they challenge each other. That yeah, they're romantic and they're, can do all this cute stuff, but I love that they're not a perfect couple, you know. That Lois and Clark can have, or Cal if you want to use his real name, but Lois and Clark can have these arguments, that they can sit here and fight about their different political opinions and stuff and have, they're not perfect. And I like that. I like that Lois and Clark is not portrayed as a perfect couple because they're always like the dream couple. You know what I mean? Like you see them in Smallville or you see them in even the OG Superman movies, is that they're always portrayed as this perfect couple, never have issues. And I'm like, no, man. I love that they have issues in this. That's one thing I love about the Superman and Lois show is that they're always running into issues, but they tackle it together. It's the same thing. I do love this. I do love this interview. By the way, I know a lot of people. Oh my god, a 9 minute, 10 minute conversation in a comic book movie. I'm like, no, I love that. I just love dialogue. I love dialogue scenes, man. Nice. Miss Lane. But see, I like that this is Clark learning that Lois as his girlfriend is different as Lois the reporter. I love I love how he's getting I love how he's getting, man. It's funny. That's what I say, and everybody asks me, "Hey, you think you're doing a good job today at work?" I'm like, "I think I'm doing a good job. I can't say the same about my other coworkers, but I'm doing a good job." Well, that's probably what I say after I have sex. I think I did a good job. See, some of my favorite scenes from this movie are dialogue between Lois and Clark. Like this is one of my favorite, and I love the maybe that's the real punk rock conversation. Like a lot of my favorite moments in this movie are outside of obviously the cool badass Superman action. It's the chemistry and it's the writing between Lois and Clark. Like, I love these moments of dialogue between Lois and Clark. And I love that how he gets. I know I bet people say this Superman's whiny, and I'm like, he's pissed about someone dying. Like, he's pissed that there's a war and that the war is killing innocent people. That like, what's whiny about that? I do like how, I mean, yeah, because we've seen Superman's origins over and over and over and over again. I like how in this little scene you can get like a tiny little 2 minute synopsis of Superman's backstory. Like, this is for the scenes that have never seen somebody sorry. This is a scene for people who've never seen a Superman movie, and this is kind of like a good little recap for them, which I think is nice. I think it was a really cool way of telling the origin without actually doing the origin again. You know what I mean? I like that. I thought that was a clever way of talking about his origins without actually just rehashing it all over again, you know? I'm gonna assume, of course, I know James Gunn's not writing, at least as of now of this recording, that James Gunn is not going to be writing the Batman Brave and the Bold. But I wonder if that's how they're going to tackle the Brave and the Bold as well. Is just like a quick little mention of Bruce's dead parents, or what happened. See, now that's where I have a problem. One problem I have with this movie, I still I don't know how I feel about the Kryptonian heritage thing. I'm I don't know. I'm mixed on it because on one hand I like that it's different and I like that it's changed. Because again, you go back to every other version of this origin of Superman and yada yada yada. I like that he decided to change it and make the Kryptonians a bad guy, and that makes Superman, a lot more different and a lot, more. This is why Kal-El's different from everybody else because he just wants to be good and yada yada yada. So I like that. I like that, that he's different than the rest of the Kryptonian heritage and blah blah blah. But on the other hand, because it's so different, I don't know how I feel about it, and I still to this day, I would not be mad if they came out in Supergirl or even Man of Tomorrow and retconned it and was just like, no, 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 Brainiac, wiped the fucking message or did something, I wouldn't be mad. Because I'm not 100% behind it. I like aspects of the idea of the Kryptonians being evil and that, that's what makes Superman so good is because he is so different, all that. But because the fact that the Kryptonians are evil in this iteration, and they're bad guys. I don't know. That just rubs me the wrong way because it's so different. So it's a mixed thing, leaning a little bit more negative than positive, but it's mixed for sure. But it doesn't take away my enjoyment for this movie. It's just something that I'm like, okay, because I was it too, like everybody else. That the whole movie, I'm like, no, that message. When the message got when Lex leaked the message and was like, "Oh no, it's fake." The whole movie, I remember the first time I was watching, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna do a little surprise thing at the end and be like, oh, actually, no, the message was faked by Lex, and yeah, but they didn't do that." And I'm like, "Oh, so that message was real." Gotcha, gotcha. And see, this is when I kind of had a feeling. I was like, I think Ultraman might be a clone, because how the fuck did they get in the fortress? So that's why I was like, I think Ultraman might be a Bizarro clone. That's why I started to be like, oh, Bizarro? Maybe he's Bizarro? Because how the fuck did they get in if Ultraman's not Bizarro? Of course, we love Gary. We love Four. I'm so jealous of the people that right now they have at the Superman. They have a Superman experience, I think, going on is what's called at the WB Studios in like California, and you can like see the real life droids from this movie and like interact and talk with them. That's so cool. That is so cool. I'm so jealous of that. We had something similar here in Texas. We had this thing called the Universe of Lights. I remember I did that on my birthday last year, and they had a whole DC thing where it's like every room just full of lights and full of like things. But the last room they had was all Superman themed, so they had this exact room right here with all the droids and everything set up, and it was pretty. It was very pretty. But yeah, it's Universe of Lights. If you don't know about that, look it up. There were some really cool rooms in that exhibit. Good old crypto. I am curious how much they're going to expand on crypto in the Supergirl movie, because he in the comic book Woman of Tomorrow, he plays a pretty big part. I don't want to spoil it for people who don't know what happens to crypto in the book, or potentially the movie, but yeah, I'm curious, very curious, very curious. The authority? No, is it the authorities? I think that's what that movie's called. That she's a part of the authority. I think that's what it's called. I might fact check myself afterwards, but I think it's called the authority. Now this part was cool. I liked this. I liked the kaiju thing, man. It was so cartoony, but I loved it for that, and it's made me smile every time I watch the film. Just seeing Superman fight a kaiju, it's so cool. It's so cool. Now I am wondering if they're gonna bring her back, maybe, because I mean, spoilers for the end of the movie. I wouldn't say she dies necessarily. I mean, actually, I think she does. I mean, I don't know. Superman hit her in the ground really fucking hard, but I also know I think her heart was beating a little bit if he's kind of paid attention. So I don't think she's dead. And I couldn't remember what Lex said in the Peacemaker episode that he appeared in, if she is or not. But I wonder what they're gonna do with her. Again, if that Authority movie, I think that's what it's called, if that Authority movie doesn't happen anymore, if we're just gonna keep her, or if, I don't know what's gonna happen with her. But I mean, I like her enough. I like her enough in this movie. That's what I tell. That's what I tell my lady before we do it. It'll get bigger. Yeah, this whole section, man, is just so. I love this section. Yeah, I know the Justice Society come and kind of ruin Superman's moment, but I just love seeing Superman like fight a kaiju, man. It's so comic booky and cartoony. I will say that's one thing in this movie. I wish we could have seen his freeze breath a little bit more. Like I like the way he uses it in certain scenes, but I wish we would have got it a little bit more. I do say, like I said, man, I can't suck this movie's score enough. This score is great. Like, look at that. That's so Superman, man. That is so Superman, dude. I remember, I think it was the second time. I mean, the first time I watched this, I teared up just because it's like how happy and how cool this was. But I think it was the second time that I watched it, I stared up again because just again how cool it was. It was so Superman to stop a kaiju. Now I'm not a fan of the burnt look for the suit. I'm not a fan of that. That doesn't look that great to me, but it's all right. It's all right. I love this part. It's so cool. Like, how can you not see this and go, yeah, this is Superman? Like, come on. With the score, with him doing his thing, like, how can you not sit here and say this is not Superman? This is so cool. He's saving people. He's actually saving people. No, again, no hate to you, Cavill, but where the fuck was this in your movie, man? Not the Justice Society. Or the Justice Gang, sorry. Now, dude, okay. I gotta talk about these people real quick. Mr. Terrific is awesome. I like Mr. Terrific. I think he's a good character. He's definitely a scene stealer in this movie. 1,000%. Hawkgirl, I'm not gonna blame the movie 100%, but she's a little underdeveloped. She's not as interesting. Hey, look, it's Reeves' nephew or son, I think. I can't remember, but he's related to the Reeves. That's cool. But Hawkgirl's a little underdeveloped for my taste. Like, she's a cool character and she has her moments, but she's not a character that I'm like, oh my god, I care about, you know? Maybe because we just had her in Black Adam prior to this, and or no, that was Hawkman, sorry. Maybe because we had Hawkman in that movie and he just wasn't that interesting. I don't know, but I never really found the Hawk people as interesting. Like, even when they were on Legends of Tomorrow, I never found Hawkman and Hawkgirl that interesting. So I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing, but Hawkgirl, she's whatever, you know, she's whatever. Now, Nathan Fillion's Guy Garner. I mean, it's Guy Garner, obviously, you know, he's a goofy character. He's got a bowl cut, for God's sakes, you know, like, I'm not expecting them to play it seriously, but I just want to know what they're doing with the lanterns, you know? You got Guy Garner in this movie acting stupid, acting a fool. Then you watch the Lanterns trailer and you have Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan being just completely different. Like, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with the lanterns, honestly, in this universe. That's the only thing I'm a little... What are we doing, Gunn? What are we doing with the lanterns? Because poopy brown Green Lantern suit, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, where's the green? You know what I mean? Like, again, I know this is Guy Garner, but, like, where's the green? Where's the big green giant suit that has, like, the holographic things reflecting? Like, where is that? Where is that? I love that scene. I love that scene. That's so awesome. And see, I like that. I like that this scene is showing, like, Superman's trying to save this kaiju and get it to, like, a prison or something, but then you have the Justice Society. I like that. I like that, you know, he gets frustrated at the way that other superheroes are handling because they feel like they're handling it very poorly. And he just wants to save it. He wants to save it, put it on his planet somewhere versus kill it. Where these are just like, nah, we're going to go in and just kill it. I like that. I like that. Kill thing. And, you know, Cat Grant, she's okay. I mean, come on. Who's expecting to walk away from a Superman movie going, Cat was so great. Oh my god. I want a Cat Grant movie. Like, it's Cat fucking Grant. You know what I mean? Like, she's like Jimmy Olsen. She's just there. Like, as long as she's just doing her thing and she's not annoying or she's not doing this, not doing that, just she's fine. Let Cat Grant be. I like that. See, I like this scene. I do. I like the fact that they, you know, the people kind of turn on Superman, but You know what's so funny? Maybe I wasn't the only one. I knew Bradley Cooper was playing Jor-El, but I thought it was Lady Gaga at first that was playing his mom, Martha. Or I'm sorry, not Martha. I'm sorry, his Kryptonian mom. I thought that was Lady Gaga. I was like, he did not just cast the Star is Born cast. Anybody remember the first trailer where they showed him get hit in the back of the back of the head with the can, and he blinked, and people got so mad that they went in there and edited him not blinking, which, again, not that big of a deal, but I'm telling you, man, there was so much discourse going on with this movie at the time, and I'm just like, all right, guys, as long as it gives me that Superman feel and it's a good fucking movie, why are we complaining? And trust me, I'm a Snyder fan. I'm not a Snyder cultist or something, but I love the Snyder films. But I'm willing to accept a change. I'm willing to accept something different. And just this movie had just an uphill battle. It seemed like everything, and even now, I mean, with the Man of Tomorrow news coming out now about people getting pissed off about them filming out of prison and shit, and it's just like, it just feels like there's always gonna be an uphill battle now with DC because of the Snyder shit, and I hate that for it because I would love to see new stories in the DC universe, this universe, but I don't know, man. I don't know. And of course, now with the Paramount WB merger, yeah, it's a mess right now. And she's great, by the way, Isabel Marcet. She's great as Hawkeye. Or Hawkeye. Hawk Girl. Have I been saying Hawkeye the whole time? I hope not. But yeah, I think Isabel Marcet is great as Hawk Girl. And see, I know people don't like this like fishbowl lens thing with this flying. I like it though. It makes it feel a lot more like in the moment. You know what I mean? Like more intimate with his flying, which is so weird to say, but yeah. And the Leader Baravian stuff is okay. I feel like it slows the pace down a little, just a little, like 2%. Nothing crazy, but I feel like the Baravian leader thing is just it's stereotypical politics stuff that I'm like, all right, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it, you know. Now I did for a minute. Oh, I remember when this soundtrack came out before the movie, and people heard this theme and thought, "Oh, they're connecting it with the Batman. This sounds like the Batman theme." Which again, I can understand why they think that because this does sound like it. But yeah, I found it fun. Like we all were like, "Oh," when we watched the movie, like, "Oh my god, really? That theme was for this guy? What the fuck? This is such a waste." It's a badass score though. I do like. I didn't notice it on the first screening. I noticed it on the second one because I heard James Gunn comment about it. But his comment basically was like, well, I don't know why everybody assumed the whole movie that it was gonna be fake at the end. We literally said the entire movie, it's real, it's real, it's real, it's real. You know, which again, I mean, he's right. I mean, he explained it like 7, 8 times that it's an authentic message. It's an authentic message. You know. But I guess because I didn't like it, I wanted it to be fake so bad. Only James Gunn can make me care about a fucking robot dying. I guess maybe George Lucas too, and James Cameron, and Disney and Pixar with Wally. Never mind. I do love this scene though. I love the first interaction between Lex and Superman. I love seeing how pissed off he is. And it's over the dog. See, and I like that somebody broke this down, and I like it. But they were like, I love how Superman tries to approach a situation with anger to scare Lex, and he realizes that's not going to work. So he tries to intimidate him with careness of being like he's just a dog. You know, like I like that. Like you can tell in the moment, Superman's like, I'm gonna storm in there, rage, scare him with my anger, and see if that will make him give up. And once he realizes that's not gonna work on Lex, he's like, all right, well, let me just try to be compassionate, try to be human. And there's Peacemaker. There's Peacemaker. But yeah, here's one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie, man. Is just this whole dialogue scene between him and Lois. Peacemaker. I will say, and this is a nitpick, 100%. And this is like, I'm only forming this opinion because it's like the eighth or ninth time I've watched this movie. But I will say, I think the one thing that's taken me out of this moment a little bit is I don't like the fight in the background. You know what I mean? Like, why is it there? Other than just to show that Superman, you know, could be helping, but he's not. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I'm like, I don't. What's the point of that? Why can't we just have an intimate moment between Superman and Lois without having some background distraction as like jangling keys? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's a nitpick. It's 100% nitpick. It does not take away from the beautiful thing that is this scene. But I'm just like, is it necessary? Is it necessary? I'm gonna reiterate. I love this dialogue exchange. That's some good cocoa. I do like that. I'm sorry we fought line. Rachel Brosnahan. I had to look her name up. It was escaping my mind. I love this defensiveness of him. I do like. I know a lot of people like were hating on the fact this is a punk rock Superman, but I like it. As someone who is a punk rock fan, I thought it was cool to find a way to make Superman punk rock. You know. I love the score in this section too. I actually have it downloaded. It's a nice little. I do like that. I like that, even though Crypto's destructive and stuff, Superman sees the good in Crypto. And he just wants to be there because the dog's alone. He's scared. He wants to find him. It's as simple as that. I'm telling you, man, the mm, I love it. Like, it's one of the reasons why I love this movie so much is I love this Clark and Lois. I love how they are. I love the dialogue between the two. I love it all. I am interested to see, because I don't know if you guys know, one of the original cuts that was test screened for this movie had it to where this all took place within a week. It was going to be like the week of Superman. And there was going to be like these title cards of like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And so I remember I saw a photo going around after the movie came out that somebody edited in those Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and what spot they were going to be in and stuff. And I kind of dug it. I kind of like it. But I think that would have been cool to like show a week of Superman's life, like every day, what he's going through and stuff. That would have been cool to see. I want to know if you guys thought that. If that would have been cool. If you even knew about that. Not a lot of people know about that. But I thought that was kind of cool, actually. They had like the original draft idea of this was just a week of Superman's life. Suit's beautiful. I will say I hope in the sequel. This is my opinion on what I want them to do with that suit in the sequel. Take away those lines. I don't like those lines all over the suit. Pop the collar up a little bit more. Like I want like the new 52 collar where it like comes all the way up to like half his neck. And I would say brighten the blue up a little bit. I know it's already bright, but brighten it up a little bit. I think you'd have a perfect suit in my opinion. But even if you don't do any of the other recommendations and just take away those lines, that suit's perfect. That suit's perfect. It's just those lines. It's those lines on the side and up there by the shoulders and stuff. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to go for that like new 52 look, but I just don't think. Hey, Metamorpho, what's up, bud? But I just don't like the lines on the suit. Even in person, I have the suit and I just don't like the lines all over it. I think it's unnecessary. Mr. Jingles. I think that's what his name is, Mr. Jingles. I was gonna say, I was like, I thought I remember them calling him Metamorpho. I know a lot of people also kind of shat on the Jimmy Olsen thing and said it's a little cheesy. It's a little, again, I didn't mind it. Hmm. Mutant toes. That's when I knew it was test Mosker. Okay, the monkey thing. I know Gunn puts himself sometimes, or things have happened to him in. I know he's notorious for that. I know he's notorious for putting shit that's happened to him in his movies. You know, this is obviously a fucking play on the Snyder people. You know, I think I think James Gunn found a cheeky way to fit his personal fucking not even gonna say vendetta, but his personal feelings on the Snyder people in the movie, and I think it works. If you're not in part of the online culture, if you're not into the Snyder bot shit, then average Joe person would look at that and not even think twice about the meta-ness of it. Of course, us comic book fans who live online and know about the Snyder Cult people, we know what that's about. So I think people blew up about it. Is it stupid? Again, it fits with the comic bookiness of this fucking movie, so I wouldn't call it stupid. I just find it. You can definitely tell it was Gunn's way of getting his fucking frustration with the Snyder bolt, the Snyder Cult people, and found a way to call them fucking brain dead monkeys. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that serious to me, guys. It's not that serious. Hey, old Joey. We got old Joey. Like, girl, what are you showing? You're just wearing a tank top. You ain't showing no boobies. This is what it was like being in New York. I was in a relationship once with somebody like this. Jesus Christ. Oh, baby Joey. Damn. The Hall of Justice. I know a lot of people were like, what the fuck? Why do they already have the Hall of Justice built? And, obviously one day they're going to put the trio in there, but I think the Hall of Justice is fine. I, I'm trying to remember, but I think they show like the little mural up there on the wall in the Justice Hall of Justice. But I like that James Gunn released the mural of what's in the Hall of Justice. A lot of characters that I have no idea, but it excites me. Yeah, up there. There it is, right there. Yeah, reminds me of those. Oh God, what's her name? Stargirl episodes, the old school Justice Society. That's what it kind of reminded me of when I saw the pictures of it. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. Give me, dude, that'd be so cool. Cause I know in the comics we have like the Golden Age DC heroes. Dude, you know how badass it would be if we got one day where it's just called the Golden Age, and it's that era right there of DC, the Golden Age of superheroes. Oh my, with like the 40s, 50s, Meet the Robins, fucking uh, like kind of Jetsons, futurist. Oh my god, it'd be so dope. It'd be so dope if we got the Golden Age DC movie. See, I see that painting back there, and I want to know who the fourth member of that was. 348. I will say there are moments of this movie that, again, were funny as hell when I first watched the first couple times. I mean, maybe just because I know the joke's coming or whatever, but like, this whole garage thing where it's just funny as hell the first time, but I think it kind of gets a little like, all right, like this. Like, I'm like, it's funny the first time, first couple of times, but I mean, maybe because I've watched it 9 fucking times, but, now I'm just like, all right, it's dragging a little bit. You're dragging. You're dragging. See, that's what I was like when I saw this makeup. I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's us teasing him with Bizarro because that's what Bizarro would look like, all fucking, all fucking wrinkly and shit. I will say this shocked the shit out of me how dark this scene got, and the early reports I was hearing of this movie was that they were gonna go darker. So I'm like, holy shit, this showed me this right here. After this scene, I first watched the first time, I go, this cemented my feelings on Nicholas Holtz's Lex because holy shit, this was dark. Yeah, this was so dark, especially for a Superman movie and this version of Lex. That shocked the shit out of me. I was like, oh wow. But I like how it was so heinous that even everybody in the cage just stopped and was like, oh. I think if I read correctly that they were gonna have a scene where like blood was Mr. Handsome, not Mr. Jingles, sorry. Um that it was gonna be like blood on the floor and that he was gonna like get Miss that he was gonna get him to clean it up or something. Like I remember it got way darker in the original draft. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. The 5 years time scene is pretty dope. I did like the scene. I think it's cool to have that Mr. Terrific has his own scene in a Superman movie. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, out of all the characters, I would have honestly tried to give it to Guy Gardner, but now that knowing how badass Mr. Terrific is, I'm glad he got a scene because he is a pretty cool character. He's a very cool character. And this was pretty cool to watch in 4DX because your chair moved around with all the balls, and it was just really cool. I do gotta go pee pee, so I'm gonna let y'all enjoy this action sequence for just a second because I'm gonna go pee pee, so I'll be right back. I did come back exactly. I did come back exactly when the it's back. Okay. I love how it came back exactly when the scene ended. Of course, of course. Like as soon as the scene ended, I came back. I was like, wow. I hit my arm. I'm so sorry, guys. I got some Oreos too, by the way. Some low cal or zero sugar Oreos. So what y'all's little go-to snacks when you're watching a movie? There are some people who are cookie fans. Like people love to eat like some Chips Ahoy or Oreos when watching a movie. I'm just a standard popcorn guy. Popcorn or candy, but mostly popcorn. Like I said, man, just very comic booky. I love that this movie is just so comic booky. Cheese spheres. I think this is the scene, or it's later when he's fighting the Raptors. But I want to say Michael Rosenbaum did a voice cameo for one of the Raptors. I want to say it was. I love that they incorporated the white eyes. I thought that was so fucking clever. Because I didn't even think about Mr. Terrific and his white eyes. I was so just impressed with how cool of a character he was that I didn't even think about his white eyes, you know? Ooh. So yeah, that was cool. Again, just makes me wonder how they're going to do characters like Batman or anything. There's Crypto. Nice little slide. Go as wide as a baby. Dude. This scene in 40X was insane. My chair would not stop moving. Like, it was going crazy. Like, tell me how this is not comic booky, man. Like, you know, Superman is saving an alien baby in a pocket dimension river. What? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. I do like that this is one of the times we see him use his heat vision in a very clever way. Aw, poor baby Joey. I remember reading rumors or theories that people were like, "Oh, baby Joey's gonna grow up and be Brainiac." I'm like, No, the fuck he's not. What? This scene, I'm sorry. This is just a beautiful comic book movie scene. The whole black hole scene. Oh my god. It's so good. With the music, with everything, it just looks great. Dude, look how comic booky this is. I love it. Ah, it's just beautiful. Such a beautiful scene, man. This is something 100% out of All Star or hell, even like oh, look at that. Look at that. With the theme. Oh god. I just love the fact that this movie is so unapologetically comic book. I love it for that. I love it for that. I also can't wait for Brainiac in the sequel because you already know, if this movie was comic booky, we're gonna get some comic bookiness with Brainiac. Faux show, faux show. Those aren't cheap. Such a badass sequence, man. Such a bad. Oh, wait a minute. The fucking sequence is coming up that it's gonna make me teary eyed. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, it's coming up, guys. God damn it. I always forget about it, and then it starts coming up. I'm like, no, it's gonna make me cry. Every time. Every time it makes me cry, man. Even just a little bit. It does. Just a little bit. I like how he looks straight from the comics too, Metamorpho. See, I like Crypto. No, is he not the traditional, I think he in the comics was a golden retriever, like a white golden retriever. Yeah, is he not the traditional golden retriever? No. He's a little too small for my taste, but I still like him. The epic lage. The epic oh my god, I can't speak. The epic Lex Rage. Old Jimmy Olsen. Dude, that's every boyfriend whenever his girlfriend wants to hang out all day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All weekend? God. Oh my god, here it comes. I don't know, something about the scene just it always gets me, man. It always gets me. Every time, man. It does it every time. I never can escape it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the line delivery, the music. I don't know what it is, but every time she says, don't mind him, he's just a big old mush, especially for Clark. Like, I don't know, man. It pulls at a fucking heartstring of mine. I don't know why. Hot. I was so like when I first watched this, I was like, "Where are we going? Like, what's going on? Like, how crazy is this third act about to get?" Because I knew we were getting into the third act. I could tell. I thought that was kind of cool, like a little mini Mister Terrific versus Lex scene. Both using their brains to stop and open the portal. For how much of a little, little fucking shit he is, you can't help but love Crypto. I used to love the Crypto the Super Dog animated show back in the day. Oh, I love that. The Crypto, the Super Dog, Crypto, the Super Dog. I used to have a big giant Crypto plush that was like, I wouldn't say it's life size or anything, but it seemed like it was life size as a kid, but it was a big ass Crypto plush from that animated show. Oh, hold on. Never mind. Sorry. My shit lagged for like 2 seconds. So sorry, guys. It lagged for like 2 seconds. The the HBO Max. So I see. I like this conversation between Clark and his dad, Papa Kent. I like this conversation. I'm glad they didn't kill Papa Kent off like they do in every other iteration of Superman. I like this Papa Kent. Oh, just to give y'all a heads up, I used to do it in my old commentaries, but I'm at 127, 127, 19, 20, 21, 22. I do love this, by the way, the guitar theme. Oh, I love that so much. That's one of my favorite things ever is the Superman theme on guitar. I loved it in the teaser trailer, and I love it in this movie. Give me more guitar themes. I was generally lost for words when I first watched it. I was like, what are they going to do? Because what's going on here? Like, he's splitting Superman into two different areas. What are we doing? Like, and oh yeah, I saw the Foxy Shazam cameo there for a second. But I I genuinely think this is one of the greatest comic book movie moments ever when he saves that girl on the bridge. It's better than the plane save from Superman Returns. It's better than the General Zod and Superman fight in the original Superman, not Man of Steel, but it's genuinely one of the greatest comic book moments of all time. Like I'm gonna gasm even more when I get to it, but yeah, I love that scene. I will say the actress they got for Cat is smoking. This I thought was kind of cool. That it's secretly also a ship. That it breaks between air and I thought that was cool. I thought that was really creative. I thought that was kind of cool. But I wonder, since this got destroyed, if we're going to get a new, more comic accurate Luthor Corp building. Right here. This is it. Oh my god. Dumb bitches, man, why y'all crashing? Don't you know there's a goddamn building falling? Oh, they get to drive away safely. Assholes. Sorry, it's not very Superman of me. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dude, this got me in the theater fucking tearing up, bro. This shot right here is one of the best comic book shots of all time. Hell yeah, dude. That's Superman, man. Oh, I love it. I love it. You brought that dog, man. Love it. I remember seeing not too long after this movie came out that they held screenings at that baseball field. I think it was it in San Francisco? Or was it, I don't know where it was at. But it was pretty cool. I thought in that moment, I was like, damn, fucking Clark, calm down. You're using her as a rag doll. I was wondering in this moment, I'm like, how the hell is Superman gonna get out of this? He got his entire body covered in fucking nanobites. How is he gonna get out of this? I was genuinely like, all right, how are we gonna find our way out of this? What is he just gonna freeze breath it? Like, what are we doing? Like, how are we getting out of this gun? And it makes sense because this seems a little too like backed up in a corner. You're covered in fucking deadly nanobites, and your lungs are filled, and your brain and your head. Like, what? How are we gonna get out of this? I was like, what are we doing? Like, is he gonna fly up into space, freeze his head, and then like laser it off? Like, what are we doing? What's how are we getting out of this? Now this, I was like, God damn, that's excessive. They're beating the shit out of him. Like, for all the shit that people were given this movie. I say I like the shows that Superman gets beat down in this movie. He gets beat up. He gets like to me that doesn't make him weak though. That doesn't make him weak that he gets beat up so much. It just shows how much the Superman can take and still gets back up. Where Cavill, yeah, he went through some shit too, but not. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's on par, maybe it's less. I don't know, but I feel like Cavill didn't go through as much as this Superman has so far. I mean, don't get me wrong, he went through a lot. I mean, the motherfucker died and got brought back to life. So, I mean, like I said, I need to double check, but I want to say she is alive. But I think she might be dead too. I don't know. I want to say there's like a tiny little thing that shows her heartbeat. Damn. I want to. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I couldn't remember if there was like a little Easter egg or if they mentioned that she's alive. Now here's when the movie I was like, all right, who the fuck is Ultraman? I remember early reports saying that David Cornswet was playing two different roles, but I didn't know because I was so early on in the leaks of this movie. But until I saw this, I was like, oh shit, it's a copycat, it's a clone. But I didn't know if it was gonna be Bizarro. See, I don't know why they just didn't make him Bizarro, because he's more and more like Bizarro. That's the only thing I'm like. That's cool, but you like combined Ultraman and Bizarro together, and I'm like, you should have just done Bizarro, cause again, just nitpicking, guys. I still love this movie, but gotta nitpick sometimes. Okay. I genuinely, in this moment, I was like, who's gonna show up? And I didn't even think about the Justice Gang, but I was like, who's gonna show up and stop them? Cause what the hell? Super friends. Yeah, okay. I still think this is kind of. I do like the attention to detail here with the middle fingers. Yeah, look at that. That's funny. Hey, hey, hey. This is your ex finding you after all those years later. Like, I want it. I want that dick. On it, on it, on it. I like how fucking angry he is. And I like this whole monologue we're about to get from Lex here in a minute. I was wondering, like, when I watched the first time, I was like, ah, that's where he gets those. 'Cause I remember in the trailers you would see those eyes. I'm like, what the fuck are those eyes about? Hell yeah. I am curious. I remember seeing set photos of Mr. Terrific in crypto. I wonder what made them want to cut that. Get the toy. I've watched this scene countless times. This is scene. I love this scene. This is to the music, to the whole layout of the scene is just beautiful. This scene right here. Oh my god, look how he look. Come on, that's Superman. Come on, man, that is so fucking Superman. It is not funny. That was such a Superman aura farm. Oh, this is even better. This is even better. Good luck with that. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, look. That is so awesome. Tell me this ain't fucking cool. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Come on. Come on. Superman spinning in circles with fucking laser visions. Come on, man. Look at. Come on. Tell me that's not some of the coolest Superman shit you've ever seen. Maybe I'm fanboying out, but I don't give a shit. That was awesome in the theater. Damn. He hit the shit out of that bus. I use that quote on a daily basis now. Like with my boss who asks me shit, and I'd be like, I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff. I do like this monologue that Superman had to have. I do like how they cut it down because there were some sequences in the original monologue that were a little too cheesy and a little too whiny, but I do like the scene overall. I think it's very Superman coded. I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific. I think the sun glare is a little annoying, but it's okay. The sun glare is a little annoying. Come on, man. Like I said, I like that monologue, I do, but the one thing that always bugs me is the glare, is the sun glare. I think it's a little too excessive, just a little too excessive. Dude. Hey, what's up, Maxwell? I do love that shot right there. Right there, yeah. Superman and Lex just staring each other down. I love that. Hell yeah. It froze for. Oh, there it goes. Never mind. Again, the 2 second thing, man. The 2 second thing. Not that his bald ass. Goddamn. Get his bald ass to Bell Reef. Like, damn. Not the bald ass. I don't know why the suit looks really good right there. Maybe because it's daylight. I don't know. It looks really good right there. I do like this scene right here. Their iconic kiss. It's an iconic thing between Superman and Lois. You know, it's iconic. It's just iconic, man. It's iconic. I like his little like smug face he's about to have after she says "I love you too." or something of that nature, and he's just like, right here. Look at that goofy face. Look at that little nerdy face. He's like a little nerd, like. That's nice. That's nice. Look at there. I love this scene too. So is Gary. Dude, I lost my mind when this happened in the theater. I was like, oh, it's Supergirl. And she looked damn good too. I was like, oh my god, it's Kara. Holy shit. And she looks great with the trench coat, bro. Yeah, the punk rocker. Ooh, soothing. That's just cool, man. That's just cool. This song is just now fucking tailored to this movie. You cannot hear this song without thinking of Superman. All right, and that is Superman. James Gunn's Superman. Eighth, ninth time, still watching it. It's great. And by the way, I love these little end credits. Homage to the Christopher Reeves one. It's still just as great, man. It's still just as great. I love this movie. And I cannot wait for Man of Tomorrow. And I love watching this movie with you guys. So, uh, welcome back to the commentary thing, you know? It's been a minute since we did a commentary. Um, I'm definitely gonna be doing more for sure because I love doing these. I love doing commentary, especially I want to do some commentaries on some movies that I've not touched up on the channel before, like Superman. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening and watching along Superman with me. And I don't know what else to say other than appreciate you listening, and I will see you guys in the next commentary. Uh, be good, have fun, stay safe. See y'all later. Bye bye.